Feel bad for this family, but I mentioned before, if you break the 4 common affordability rules, you will find yourself broken with very little money.
Let's talk about how broke I am while we get ready so you feel better about your finances. First off, I'm sure the biggest question we're gonna get is how we even got in this situation to begin with. So a little bit of backstory, we bought this house about 2.5 years ago. It was right before my daughter was born and I was still working full-time. The plan all along was for me to work full-time and stay home with both kids. I had a full-time work from home job and I had previously stayed home with just my son, and so we thought that that would work out. To make a really long story short, my job changed a little bit and it was no longer going to make sense for me to be home with both kids. And we looked at daycare cost and realized that we would actually have more money if I stayed home with them and just worked part-time. Now, a combination of me going down to part-time and also our mortgage increasing by almost $500 a month, it became a struggle. And I don't think that we realized how badly we were struggling until probably about 6 months ago.
The 4 most common affordability rules is 30% utilization for a credit card, having student loans no bigger than what you can pay off in 2 to 3 years while working minimum wage, a car that takes up no more than 8% of gross household income. So if you make $100,000 a year household, then the annual costs eat up no more than $8,000 a year. And the 4th one is primary residence doesn't cost more than 3 times gross household income, assuming at least 20% down payment. You can add a 5th rule. If you plan to have a child, you need to have at least $1,400 a month excess capital above and beyond what we just discussed in order to afford that child.
And unfortunately, by then we had been surviving on credit cards. And it would be one thing if we had like a lot of really, extravagant things or something, but we were putting our groceries on credit cards because we didn't have that money in our account. And I want to be really clear that I'm not saying any of this to try and get sympathy. We did this to ourselves. We were the ones swiping the credit cards. I knew several times that I probably needed to be checking how bad of a spot we were in. And honestly, I was too scared to because I didn't have a way of changing it. I didn't have a way of making extra money at the time. And so I just didn't look.